This time on Tennessee Crossroads, Teresa Bush goes to Wilson County to profile a talented saddle maker.
Kelly Collom began making saddles because he found himself in a predicament.
I'm just taking the lumps out.
The saddle he was using to train horses, which was made back in the 1920s, needed repairing.
Well, that saddle got to where I was afraid if a horse bucked with it, it was going to come off. I checked around with people to rebuild it and stuff like that, and I couldn't find anybody that was really interested in doing it. And I thought, you know, I've always been the type of person where I ain't afraid to do anything. So I got a catalog, I ordered me some leather and a few tools, and I rebuilt that saddle.
Kelly was pleased with his repair work, so much so he decided to try making a few saddles from scratch.
I built probably 4 or 5 saddles. I built a couple of them that I actually sold. I said, well, if I'm going to do this, I need to find me somebody to teach me. And I found a 45-year veteran in Loveland, Colorado, by the name of Dusty Johnson. I went out there to his school, and it was one-on-one, just him and me. He really taught me a whole lot, and he was a great teacher and a great cut-up. He made everything fun. One of the things I learned from Dusty was the shape of a proper seat in a saddle, and the shape of a proper seat in a saddle is designed around the human anatomy. This is the comfort part, you know, the whole ground seat and everything, and then usually when I get it to a point where I think it's pretty close, I'll get on it and I'll sit in it, and if I can feel something, then I'll go take that spot out where I can feel it, you know. Sometimes it'll be too high in the middle and I'll feel it in the middle, and sometimes it'll be too wide and I'll feel it right in my butt bone. And then I get out that way I can maintain that curve, because that curve is where all the comfort comes from. They are the type of saddle you can ride all day long without getting sore. If I want a saddle that you can buy, you can ride it the rest of your life, and you can give it to your child when you're done, and they can give it to their child when they're done.
With that much passion for saddle making, you'd think Kelly had been doing this all his life, but he hasn't. In fact, he didn't even own a horse until his late 20s, and he didn't begin making saddles until 2003.
It's all right. You're all right.
Long before he made saddles, Kelly was a farrier, a person who shoes horses. He did that for more than 17 years.
I got hurt a couple times. I had a nail pulled in through my arm, cost me 7 days with an IV in it. I've had numerous toes broke and smashed my finger on a daily basis. Got kicked several times, and you know, luckily I didn't get hurt too bad when I got kicked. But made a lot of good friends, met a lot of good people, and it was really good. But it got to be too much for me.
These days, the only horses Kelly shoes are his own and those of a few very close friends. Most of the time, you'll find Kelly indoors making one-of-a-kind saddles in his workshop. It's located on his 45-acre farm in Wilson County.
Where'd you go? I know you're in there. This is probably the 5th year I've been building the saddles, and this year is, I'm hoping to be my kind of takeoff year, because I'm going to start traveling to some of the larger horse shows and getting a booth and setting up my wares and really getting my name out there in front of these people that, you know, really have these big, nice show horses.
Kelly works alone, and when he's not chatting with his fellow horse lovers, he's listening to books on tape. And when he needs a little break from everything, he strolls his property. It's been a bumpy ride to get where he is today, but Kelly says he wouldn't have it any other way.
I would go through everything I went through to get here, to be here. I don't know that I could be any happier. You know, I do what I love. I'm around my horses all the time. I work out in the sunshine if I want to. You know, I'm out here in the country every day. It's peaceful, it's quiet. I'd be hard-pressed to not say that I'm blessed when it comes to what I do and where I do it and things like that. And there's been a lot of times in my life when I didn't have a lot of good days, but nowadays they're pretty regular.
Tennessee Crossroads has been brought to you by Nashville Public Television and by...
Behind every picked Tennessee Products logo is a Tennessee farmer.